Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have War of Right's 199th update, 400 player support. And alongside the 400 player support, War of Rights is now releasing a new limited time game mode starting on July 1st called War of Rights 1776. This mode will be focused on the American Revolutionary War, where you can fight as either the British or the American soldiers. Alongside this, General Cody, big War of Rights YouTube channel in the past, has now joined the development team, and they have released a War of Rights campfire chat. The video, for some reason, is not public, so I will link that in the description where you can hear them briefly talk about the update, and then they play the game for the rest of the video. Next, they have improved the weathering system in the game to make it look and act more realistic, and they have done more shadow improvements as well to improve the immersion of the game. Another thing is they made a new War of Rights website. I mentioned this in a recent video where they removed the Shepherdstown map from the text in a question. You can see that video in the description as well. And then the last major change with this update is that they overhauled a lot of the tickets for the defenders on a lot of the maps, which is a good thing to see. And they also adjusted some boundaries, like allowing the CSA to go on the Union side of the Burnsides Bridge. And that is a brief overview of the 199th update to this game. If you want to read the full patch notes, please go to the link in the description for these patch notes. Now, I normally don't give my opinion on the update. However, I think it's bad. And this just doesn't stem from this individual update being bad. I think this is a long trend with these developers for why I don't like this update. And I was thinking about making a longer form video when we get to the summer, when I go see some Civil War battlefields. However, I think it's a good time to try to bring it up, at least summarize it the best I can. So, my biggest issue over the past couple of years with this team is that there's no transparency, no roadmap, no future with this game, and there's no communication. It's really frustrating. No one knows what's going on. We don't know why anything's going on, and it's just plain out confusing. And the stuff they have mentioned in the past, like horses, Shepherdstown, improved melee, Kickstarter backer rewards, they either completely abandon it, like the brigade mode they talked about in their original Kickstarter video. They said that is now the new skirmish mode, or they just haven't talked about it, like horses they haven't talked in a long time. Now, the devs, to my understanding, have said they don't like talking about what they're working on, is because they don't want something to get overhyped like horses have been. They just don't like it. And I don't understand that at all. Because the problem is that when these new updates drop out of the blue like we have today, it gets really frustrating. When you talk about stuff in advance, people have time to react to it, they can give feedback, and you can adjust from there. But when we keep getting these updates for optimization, increased player counts, limited time modes, and small changes that don't matter, it's starting to get annoying after the past couple of years. The devs really have seemed to have been focused on optimization to get higher player counts, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's cool to have 400, 500 player servers. However, when's the last time you see a War of Rights pub match actually fill 350 people consistently? It's like, why are they spending their time on an area that doesn't matter right now? They should have spent time on the stuff they actually talked about, improved melee horses so that the game is more enjoyable. And then when you get a few servers being full, then you can maybe start increasing the server count. Because I guarantee you, if I hop on a game and I see a server that is 100 out of 450 filled versus 100 out of 200 filled, I'm going to be like, yeah, the 100 out of 450 players looks more dead. And it doesn't feel as great. Because if you went a couple years ago and you would play 75v75 side, it would be the greatest thing ever. But if you do it now, it's hard to have fun. Because when you get to 300, 400 players, it's hard to go back. But I just think there's no roadmap for the future with that. And then in terms of transparency, whenever you try to talk with them on something, they just argue with you about it. They don't explain why they do stuff. And the time they did explain why they did something was the flag change, when it went from 10 seconds to 5 seconds. And they said they did it because a couple pubbies complained about having to wait in the spawn timer for too long, which just shows me that they're very reactive with their decision making. And again, for all we know, tomorrow they could drop, a roadmap for the future, and it'd be great. And this would be all invalid, and I would think that is an amazing thing. Again, I want this game to succeed, but when there's no transparency, no communication, can be frustrating. They also, with this update, and you can see in the Steam patch notes, they released a campfire chat with the developers talking. And it's the first episode. They talk about this update for 10 minutes and then play the game for the next 15 minutes. And like, what the point of this video? But they didn't release the video publicly. It's like, why aren't you releasing this video publicly for people to reply to? It's just, there's a lot of confusing decisions. It's extremely frustrating. The limited time events are fun, but they're only here for 2 weeks. We know they have a small dev team, and who knows, maybe they don't spend their whole day on War of Rights, working on it anyways. But it seems like they're just spending a lot of time on these limited time modes and working on optimization, which to me personally doesn't matter. I like 200 players. I don't like 350, 400 players. It just seems like the priority's in the wrong place and they won't explain why. It's extremely frustrating. You can see numerous times where people, including myself, have talked with the devs about stuff and they deflect. It's so frustrating. I could go a lot more into this, and if you want to chat in the comments of this video or talk to me on Discord, you're free to, but it's getting insanely frustrating, and this update has kind of put me over the edge on it, because it's just a continuation of what we've seen the past couple of years with no major changes to the game. It's like we're watching Bekoff unfold in front of our faces right now. For those of you who don't know, Battlecry Freedom, it was released by Flying Squirrel Entertainment. They're working on Over the Top right now, which when I played that, it was pretty enjoyable. But Bekoff, what happened is they started doing a lot of different things that weren't actually the game. They made a Civil War game, but yet they released an Astronauts mode, they released a Revolutionary War mode. They focused on everything but what the game needed to be. And that is what is happening here. And to give credit to those Flying Squirrel Entertainment developers, they talk a lot more and say more why of what they do than these developers ever have. So those are quick thoughts. I know a few minutes, but with that being said, thank you all for watching. Like, again, I seriously mean it. I could not do this all without you guys. It's hard enough to do something for a long period of time. I could not do it without you guys, and this is a great game, by the way. Just because I complain as much as I do does not mean I hate this game. It's a beautiful game. I want it to succeed, and I just don't think it's doing that right now. But, yeah, I seriously could not do this without you guys. You'll ask a lot of people in this community, and most people say they're here for the community, not necessarily the game itself. Which isn't necessarily it's a great thing, but it's also indicative of this game at points. But anyways, appreciate you all. We'll see you in the next broadcast, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night.